Hey everybody, welcome to this week's progress report on my project. And I'm not gonna lie, it went terribly wrong in my eyes. The initial enthusiasm passed. The previous week felt nice and full of activities. I was busy all the time, so I gave myself a break on a weekend, and from there it all kinda rolled down, I guess. Most of the time I got distracted, procrastinating. My sleep schedule got completely destroyed due to some drastic changes at work. Even the weather was terrible all week. Instead of a fresh winter, we've got a grey squish outside. But enough complaining. I'm doing this not to sing a cry song. At first, I'd like to address some topics that I wanted to but forgot previously, which are assets. As someone may have seen, I borrowed some free assets from Kenny. Really recommend. They have all sorts of different sprites and models for easy prototyping. But for me as a game developer, I really need to see at least some picture. I could not do anything with blank rectangles and boxes. Looking into the distance, I plan on replacing all the assets to custom, since I also want to learn 3D modeling as well as some drawing. Secondly, the game itself. I completely forgot to talk about the game last time, at least some basic info, what I'm planning to do, so here we go. It would be action sandbox puzzle game where puzzle as a whole is tightly entangled with sandbox element, and action meaning simply ability to fight off foes and having a feel of a journey or adventure. It may turn out completely different from what I started with, because I only have a summary of the game, its gameplay loop, and two main gameplay systems around which all other mechanics will be built to complement these. And I'll keep them a secret for some time, until I have a more complete picture in my head. To hint the mood, I am aiming at, I'd name Terraria and maybe any classical 3D platformers, say Spyro, Banjo-Kazooie, Hat in Time, you know these. And keep in mind, it's not a gameplay or a style that these relate to, just mood. I don't actually know how to explain it better. Also, definitely it won't be a cozy game. I don't like these, so don't expect it from me. Simple yet entertaining fighting system, building and crafting, of course. What game it is without one? Okay, now back on track. On a Monday, I sat down and outside of one, completed each of the features of the world generation separately, which were the generation itself, then storing it on the disk, and ability to load it back. And all the work on the auto-tiling that I showed last time at the end got completely scrapped due to major performance issues. Because for some mysterious reason I made it auto-tile on the fly instead of doing it once in the beginning, and yeah, it just froze the game each time. Therefore I decided to leave it behind for now. I'm sure gonna revisit this issue once again, but somewhere later. And in replace I've added a chunk loading system where only 8 of the neighbors are being loaded at the same time instead of a whole map, so if the game will end up having a larger world, you would be able to explore it without any stutters, at least now. Also, I worked on some backend features, translated left previously code also to components. It's quite actually interesting that I knew such thing exists, like I knew the terms, how structure should work, but I never tried it myself. And having to come up with it naturally, I would even say by chance, because when I was writing the health component, I didn't realize how exactly I was writing it. I just finished it. And after that, something just clicked inside my brain, and I can see now how to implement almost any feature from the beginning. And almost any, because combining the world generation together was quite a task, but I'm running ahead of myself. Yeah, if you're also working on a project, struggling to understand how to combine different aspects of the game together, I'd recommend looking at component system. At least consider giving it a peek, since now it just feels so natural to use. About combining it all together, it all being world generation. As easy it was doing them separately, suddenly for me several times harder it became to glue these. Partially it probably was a reason of such unproductive week. Problem was always forgetting some tiny thing which made me rewrite the code multiple times, like for example forgetting that I needed to store extra data, therefore choosing wrong data types for storing, and these were constantly popping out. Over the night I managed to finish it, not entirely though, I'd say 85% is complete. A key feature is missing still, and also a couple of smaller tweaks needs to be done. Last remaining feature being fall-off map. It's a technique of gradually decreasing steepness of a landscape, giving opportunity to generate islands instead of sharp-edged rectangles. And all that I plan to finish over the weekend. That's gonna be it for now. Much talk, less work again. Sadly, I understand. But next time I have a really cool thing to share. I can't wait myself to begin work on it. There will be much more to show, for sure. Thanks for watching, have a pleasant weekend. I'll see you in the next one.